Star Wars Geek Girls. They're geek girls that like Star Wars. And sometimes cry.
Hello and welcome back to Star Wars Geek Girl. I'm Zoe and I'm here with Lizzy.
Hello.
And we're going to be talking about more Star Wars. There's not much news this week, unfortunately.
No. We were wrong about the Kenobi.
I know, so sad. And neither of us are up on comics, I believe. The ones that are coming out right now. So the big announcement was that they're doing a book called Star Wars, like Timelines or the Complete Timeline or whatever. And they didn't like release like a whole thing, like obviously, because just like an announcement that it's going to happen. But it's said it's a complete timeline of all the Star Wars from, it sounds like comics, books, everything from before the High Republic up through the sequel trilogy. So yes, I will carry it around with me wherever I go.
That book is called, to me, it's called My Dad.
Or Wikipedia.
Yes, that too. Wikipedia, but like if you have a book, like I feel like, I don't know, I guess I haven't been on Wikipedia. Like I have to keep like scrolling. Like, is there chapters in Wikipedia?
Chapters?
Yeah, like can you just like go to a certain section?
Or just like see a timeline? Or like, yeah, I think they have just a timeline section.
Heard. I like to just call my dad whenever I have a question. Like I think the other day I asked about this, to be fair, this was nothing to do with timeline and not really like it wasn't like I don't know what kind of question, but I asked my dad, I was like, hey, how come Tamora Morrison didn't voice all the clones? And my dad was like, I don't know. Why are you asking me? And I was like, why don't you know? Why don't you know? But yeah, because that's when I just finished the Book of Boba Fett and was going to podcast. But yeah, I think my dad will also probably be carrying a book like that with him, or just that book, because how big is it going to be?
It has to be huge if it's High Republic to
well, you said before High Republic.
Yeah, it says before. I don't know how far before.
Do we even know what's before?
Not yet, I don't think.
Okay.
But it's before High Republic all the way to sequel trilogy. And it says it's gonna be everything, like books, comics, everything. It has to be huge.
Yeah. It's not like gonna be a little pocket book, so like
no. This is what backpacks are for.
Yes. But
yeah. So
do you think it's gonna be
everything, but it says like multiple branching timelines and like all this stuff. So like there's gonna be a lot, like a ton.
There's like, do you think it's gonna be as big as those like other books, like the costume ones?
Definitely. Yeah, it's gonna be a reference book is what it says. So
okay, yeah,
I'm excited personally.
Sounds exciting. It'll help you with the comics, specifically the maybe the War of the Bounty Hunters.
It definitely will. I will need it.
You have no excuses now for War of the Bounty Hunters.
I know.
There's like only like 10 comics, I think. I don't remember. But it's an easy read. Even I could do it. Zoe, even I read it.
I will. I'm reading books right now.
What book are you on currently?
I'm rereading Ahsoka at the moment. I read Midnight Horizon last week, which was a very, very good book.
Which is that?
It's the newest High Republic book.
See. What was it about? No spoilers.
It was, well, I don't want to spoil that book, obviously, but can I spoil the one before? Fallen Star.
How long has it been out?
Let's check. That one came out January 4th. So
It's been a few months. Yes.
No,
Spoiler time.
So in the Fallen Star, Starlight Beacon is destroyed. Sad.
Yes.
In this book, we follow some Jedi that weren't on Starlight Beacon. They went to Corellia to help with some problems there. And while they were fighting the hill there, or the people there, then they were like, "Oh my God, Starlight Beacon is falling," and I was like, "Hey, I read that in the other book." So it's about all that happening at the same time. And also apparently Yoda has gone missing.
Oh.
What I learned in that book.
That happens.
And it was like, oh no, Yoda, I hope he's not dead. I'm like, me too, I guess. But I already know. I'm like psychic, you can say.
What if that's like a different Yoda? What if like that Yoda does die and then there's actually another Yoda that's our Yoda?
Yoda 2.
That would be a
Yoda the sequel.
Yeah. Yes, but continue.
Well, that's the most I can say without spoiling Midnight Horizon.
I do not know.
Yeah, it's very good. It's amazing. I think it might be one of my favorite High Republic books yet. It was really good. I wrote a review of it. While we're talking about it, I'll plug. I wrote a review of it. Posted it last Monday. So you can read my non-spoiler and spoiler thoughts there.
That's nice. Very cool.
Very good book.
I'm kind of interested to see, like, even though I haven't been keeping up with, the High Republic stuff, like, it's so vague, and I know that's the point. They're like, oh, but like this book has before the High Republic, because High Republic is such a long time.
I know.
And they're going even further beyond that. Yeah,
well, I think so. What I've heard is the phase 2 of High Republic will be, like what we're in for High Republic right now is phase 1, and the High Republic phase 2 is before what we're reading now.
Yes,
because phase 2 will follow us. It's very familiar Star Wars storytelling order and step into the past, 150 years in the past. So I'm thinking maybe they mean that, like when they say before the High Republic, they mean the High Republic we know, or like because this is still High Republic, so maybe they're going like even before that.
The Higher Republic.
The Higher Republic.
That sounds cool though. Maybe it'll be like, no. Is there any, like in the High Republic now, has there been any Jedi riding dinosaurs?
Sort of, actually, yeah. I mean, they weren't dinosaurs. They were just big creatures. I assume that's what you meant.
Yeah. Well, because they put dinosaurs down in the thingy. So, which it doesn't mean that there's actual like dinosaurs, but kind of like the Dewback, that one author that also put dinosaurs. I'm pretty sure it was the same author that put dinosaurs on the High Republic like idea bubble thing when they were coming up with ideas for High Republic. Pretty sure it's the same author. And dinosaurs and Jedi, or at least Jedi on dinosaurs, sounds cool. But yeah.
They ride flying dinosaurs.
Like pterodactyls.
Yeah, basically.
I like pterodactyls. They're cool. They're horrifying to think about because they're huge. They're enormous. Like I never thought to think of like how big a pterodactyl actually was until I saw a thing on TikTok that was like, here's how big they are compared to a human. And I wanted to cry.
Good thing they're not real anymore.
They
That we
are. They're just birds now. They're just baby birds.
been shrunk down.
Yes. Florida has really big birds though. It's kind of horrifying. Something else. Oh, I guess this is not Star Wars, but I also saw a TikTok that was talking about megalodon sharks, and I hate them. I hate them with a passion. I don't ever want to be out in the ocean at any point of my life. Like if there was like, oh my god, this is gonna be like a Disney cruise ship, and like you're gonna be paid more than you've ever been paid in your entire life, I would not go.
Really?
Really.
The ocean.
I like, what if it, like, I know it's not still out there, but what if it was? Like, I know it's not, but
Well,
what if?
hopefully I'll die before I can feel too much pain from it chewing on me.
I guess, but like I would just die of a heart attack looking at it. I can't even look at a shark. They're horrifying. And then I see a bunch of TikToks that are like, oh my god, look at me petting this shark. It's such a puppy. And I'm like, no, it's not.
They're so cute.
It's an evil puppy.
You know what are evil are dolphins.
They are evil. I also don't like dolphins. I don't like their smile. And then their culture is not good either. They're evil. But yeah, no, the sea creatures are just awful in general. Blobfish look cool though. They're just like, because they look like a normal fish when they're under the water, but then like you take them out of the water and then they just kind of like sploosh because of the high pressure. But anyway, it's not Star Wars, but yeah.
There's a lot of Star Wars to Star Wars about.
True. You know, what is Star Wars and sharks that I hate is that one species. I do not like them at all.
What are they, like Carcadon or something?
What does that mean? Like that?
The
That's what they're called?
Isn't that what it is? Let me look it up.
I just know that they're just basically exactly sharks, but they're like
Carcadon.
Yeah,
legs.
They got legs, but like even if a shark in real life had legs, I'd still be like, ew.
You don't like sharks with legs?
I don't think I have a preference as like whether they have legs or not. I just know that if I don't like the way they move. Like, you know how they like their tail goes side to side while like dolphins go up and down. Like I absolutely do not like how they move like side to side like that. And in that specific Clone Wars episode, pretty sure they did move side to side, and
I think they did, yeah.
Did not enjoy it. Not cool. Oh my god, my English. This is a really bad joke, but I got told that my English was very good a few months ago by someone in school, and I was like, oh, thanks, I've only been living here for like 19 years. But anyway, I used to want to be a marine biologist, and then sharks were a thing, and I was like, there's a lot of things in the ocean that we don't know of because we can't reach it, and that's not my cup of tea. But yeah. Oh, and then in Bad Batch, where there's the big sea monster towards the end of the episodes near the finale,
Yes.
That was also horrifying. It wasn't a shark, but it did remind me of like a megalodon shark. So that was not a fun time to experience.
What did you think of the sea monsters in Phantom Menace?
Those were okay. The eel, like that you see, is that the first one you see? No, it's the second one. The second one, it looked to me that looked cool, but also if I was swimming in there and I like saw it, I would scream and cry.
That's valid.
Yeah, I mean, even if like I try to swim away, that thing is probably way too fast for me to try to swim away. It's kind of like those pictures of like the memes where it's like, what would you do if there was a megalodon right under you and you were swimming? Like, just die. What else? I can't swim fast enough. But those were cool. I liked how those looked, especially like the one that I was specifically saying, like it looks like an eel and it has like lights on it. The big blob like anglerfish thing, also kind of horrifying. I don't really like anglerfish because of their teeth. Their teeth is like needles almost.
Mhm.
And while the like anglerfish aren't big enough to like swallow you whole, except for the one in Star Wars, um, like you can still feel that. Because like if you get launched on by a megalodon, you might kind of just get crushed by a bunch of teeth, but it'll probably be a quick and not painless, but quick death. So the anglerfish with tiny sharp teeth, that's horrifying. um I do find it funny when like a bunch of animations make like specifically Luca, they make anglerfish uncle, but I'm pretty sure anglerfish, the ones with the light on them, are female. So I think that's kind of funny. And then yeah, because the tiny ones are the male ones. They're tiny and they don't have a light, and they kind of just like when they find a female anglerfish, they merge together as one fish. It's gross.
That's really gross.
Yes.
I do not know that much about fish.
No, I just know the weird things. Um, but yeah, and I'm trying to think of other marine life in I was gonna say Stardew in Star Wars. Um, oh, Kit Fisto. He's cool. I like Kit Fisto. He doesn't scare me, but also like
I
Octopus. Yeah, he just looks like my dad, and I also am not scared of Octopus. They're kind of cool. There is one octopus that, or like I'm pretty sure it's like part of the octopus family that's like super 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 huge, and it's like in the deep deep sea. Um and it has these like long tentacle things that like have bars on them, so that way if like it catches anything, it's hooked on and you can't escape. They're just long and huge, and it looks like a gross like it looks like some horror game created that creature. It's awful. um what else? Oh, the mon calamari. What is the other species called? They're not calamari. They're but they actually look like
Oh,
calamari.
the Aqualish?
Aqualish? No.
Aqualish?
It's like they
The
just like their whole head is like a squid.
oh, the squid guys, but I know who you're talking about. The Quarren.
Yes.
It's still the Quarren.
Corn.
I was sort of right.
Yes. They I think what is the like I always wonder like what is mon calamari? Like what specific aquamarine fish do they look like? 'Cause I can't name it or picture it. They just like because you know they are fish, but the only reason you know they're fish is because they're like shiny kind of all the time,
Shiny.
and they have like big eyes, like big fish eyes. But they don't like.
I don't
they
know if
don't
there's a
look.
specific fish or if they're just like generic fishy guys.
Because calamari don't really look like them. Like kind of, but I feel like the ones that you were talking about before look more like the calamaris. The only reason calamari looks like Grand Admiral, I'm my brain. What's his name? uh he died. He has a son in Rise of Skywalker.
Oh,
It's a trap.
yeah, Emerald Akbar.
Yes. The eyeballs look like them. I will say the eyeballs because they're giant, huge. Also, do you know what octopus is in Spanish?
Nope.
Pulpo, and it's the
Oh.
cutest thing ever.
It's really cute.
It's my favorite. And in class, I was like, we were doing food from Spain, and I was like, hey guys, you want to know like the best Spanish word? It's pulpo. They're like, what is that? I'm like, it's octopus. That is it. I'm not sure how our Star Wars talking about the timeline went into the marine life of Star Wars. And I wasn't sure how much of the marine life I knew until now. But that's kind of cool. We always have some little thing to talk about. Something else. I'm trying to think of one more little thing of marine life of Star Wars. Gungans kind of just are their own thing. I don't know what they're supposed to look like or like what the reference was for them, because they just kind of look like things. They don't look like anything marine life I've seen, but also I'm not a marine biologist, like I've said. I am now a cook, not a marine biologist. The career path has changed greatly. I don't know, but yeah, that's that's the marine side of Star Wars. Ooh, I do like in both like Star Wars and in real life just how like this like the ocean looks underwater. I think it looks really really cool. Especially when it's like dark and there's a bunch of lights, because there's so many fish that just are like light. They're like they like reflect lights and stuff, and they look cool. I do like kind of like the Gungan city. They like just look really cool because it's like super dark in the. Are they in the ocean? Is that like an ocean, or is that more like a river kind of thing?
I think it's an ocean. I feel like the whole planet. Oh, in the Gungan city. I was thinking Mount Kamar for some reason. I feel like it's just like a really big like lake, maybe, but it could be an ocean. I don't really know.
Yeah, I'd say more like I guess lake. I feel like maybe I'm not entirely sure, because didn't what's his face, Jar Jar Binks have a helmet under water in the ocean?
He did.
Because maybe he's freshwater.
I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Probably right. Wow, you just blew my mind.
Yay. No, yeah, that's kind of cool. We made an amazing discovery. I like thinking about like if like our listeners are listening to this and they're like, oh, they're going on like random spiels again, and then they like leave and they don't get to hear the amazing like
Discovery we
findings.
just made.
Hmm?
We just made a discovery.
Yeah, we did it. No one thought we could do it. But yeah, I think that was a pretty good podcast of just me going off about marine life in Star Wars.
Yeah, there wasn't really much news this week. Hopefully we get something next
Mhm.
week. Just something. Not saying it to each other, but it would be nice. And as of tomorrow, Kenobi would come out in 3 months.
Like exactly 3 months?
Yeah, it's May 25th when it comes out. Tomorrow's February 25th, as of the day we're recording this. So, I don't know. Sounds like a good time to release a trailer to me.
Yeah.
That's just my thinking. Or
like a teaser, some more art. I don't know.
Bad Batch news, Andor news, Mando season 3 news.
So many news to be able to drop.
There's so many things you could be telling us.
Endless possibilities.
Yeah. And I would like to be told personally.
Yes.
So, that's all.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll wrap up here. Thank you for listening to Marine Life Geek Girl. I was Zoe.
I was Lizzy.
Oh wait, plugs.
Yes.
Wait, Star Wars Geek Girl Facebook page, Star Wars Geek Girl, Twitter and Instagram at SW Geek Girl, StarWarsGeekGirl.com, poll every month, which is almost over. You have like a couple more days to vote in it. Book reviews on Mondays, quizzes on Wednesdays. This past week's quiz, you can find out which Star Wars Hunters character you are, and blog articles on Fridays. So if you're listening to this on Friday, which you probably are because we're recording on Thursday, you can look at, or after Friday, you can read an article about Ahsoka Tano and the concept of way seeking as introduced in the High Republic and the connections there.
Yes. For the Rogue Rebels plugs, we have theroguerebels.com, Instagram and TikToks at the Rogue Rebels, Twitch at Rogue Rebels, podcast wherever you're listening to the Star Wars Geek Girl, Facebook page The Rogue Rebels, and Twitter at Rogue Rebels Fam.
All right. Thank you for listening to Star Wars Geek Girl. I was Zoe.
I was Lizzy, your marine biologist for the day.
May the Force be with you, and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Star Wars Geek Girls. They're geek girls that like Star Wars. And sometimes cry.